next man is not about Star Citizen. We are going to talk about very quickly here about this man here, which is Overlord DVD. Now, Overlord DVD covers Star Wars in general, and he came up with a very interesting video lately, which is that video over here, where he is basically saying that that right now Disney is trying to find ways to completely retcon the last basically the Disney trilogy, which I think would be fantastic. I really hope that this is going to be really happening. So for those of you who are not aware of what's going on right now at Lucasfilm with Star Wars, there is basically a civil war inside Lucasfilm. You've got Kathleen Kennedy. So Kathleen Kennedy was the successor of George Lucas when George Lucas sold sold Star Wars to Disney. She was in charge of Star Wars and basically implemented all those feminist agenda and all these things that we don't want to see in our movies were unfortunately put in those movies. And on the other side, you've got Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and even George Lucas himself, who are pushing to get this woman basically having no control at all. And so far, the reason why I believe that this man here is saying the truth is, but I've been following, I'm surprised I'm not a subscriber here of Overlord DVD. There you go, I'm a subscriber now. I've been following this man for quite a while, and every time he has been leaking about Star Wars, every time he has been telling us about what was going on, it has been proven to be true. So this is why I think that there are reasons here to believe that this is actually going to happen, and that Disney, being aware that they lost money with Solo, they are aware that they made half the money they made with the Rise of Skywalker compared to what they made with the Force Awakens back in 2015. They basically understand that the direction the Star Wars saga is going right now is not the right direction. So that's why the idea is to pretend that Episode 7, Episode 8, and Episode 9 were part of an alternate universe. Now, I'm not a big fan of alternate universes. I really hate them. I think that it's very confusing, but it's already the case. Right now, if you're looking at all of these old past material that we had, like the awesome Thrawn trilogy, Dark Empire, those awesome comics that we had in the past, all of that is now considered legend, so it's not canon. Compared to everything that was done under Disney is now canon, so they understand that this might be a very big mistake. Some of the top executives, I mentioned Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni earlier, these two men here are big fans of the old expanded universe. They're trying to bring that old expanded universe into the Star Wars universe right now as much as possible. So now that these people are going to have more power and are going to get in charge, they are going to try to actually cancel that Disney trilogy. And the way they are going to do that is basically, I don't know if you guys watched the Star Wars Rebels series, which I think was kind of okay. It was not as great, I think, as the Clone Wars, but really brought some great material over there. In season 4, at the end of season 4 of Star Wars Rebels, they bring the concept of time travel, time and space travel at the same time. There's a place called the World Between Worlds, and the idea is to use that idea here as a way to pretend basically that what we saw in 7, 8, and 9 did not really happen. As far as I'm concerned, and I see that in the chat every time I'm talking about Star Wars. I see a lot of people say, "Oh, Star Wars is dead to me. I'm done with Star Wars." And a big part of me is also saying that, but at the same time, I grew up with Star Wars. I played so many Star Wars games. I'm quite excited about Star Wars Squadron, despite the obvious identity agenda in Star Wars Squadron that we could see in the trailers. I'm still excited with the idea of having a Star Wars space sim finally. So there's still a little bit of flame that remains within me, and the idea that all of these nightmarish movies, The Last Jedi, for example, being retconned and cancelled, is very exciting for me. So I really hope that this is something that is really going to happen. I'll put the link in the description down below, guys. If you want to watch that video, I really suggest that you do. If you are interested in Star Wars, if you don't like the Disney trilogy, you want it gone, this is a very exciting rumor that you definitely need to be aware of. So that's why I'm making this video, and that's why I'll put the link in the description down below.